Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at a case where police officers caused the unfortunate death of a man by continuously tasing him for more than one entire minute after throwing him to the ground and breaking his leg. On August 24th, 2022, officers with the Connecticut State Police responded to a domestic assault report at a home in Canterbury. The 911 caller accused 38-year-old Ryan Marzi, alleging that he prevented the victim from leaving the home and deliberately damaged their cell phone. Two officers arrived at the address and soon spotted Mr. Marzi near the property, walking toward his car. Things immediately escalated from there. The whole encounter was captured on dashcam and bodycam. Let's begin watching.
No, you're not going back to your truck, okay? Stop.
All right. Oh. There, right there. Ooh. Ah! You broke my leg! You broke my leg, dude. You broke my leg.
Right off the bat, bodycam footage shows Mr. Marzi, who was shirtless, walking out of his home toward what appeared to be his truck. Before he could get there, Officer Desmond Stimpson ran up to him and immediately started to restrain him from behind. A very short scuffle ensued, and approximately 15 seconds later, the dashcam footage gets clearer and we see Officer Stimpson on the ground trying to catch his breath, while Mr. Marzi complained that he had broken his leg. On another note, it's important to understand that, while Connecticut does not have a specific charge for domestic violence, any crime can become an act of family violence when that crime is committed against a family or household member. CGS Section 46B-38A includes these key definitions related specifically to criminal law. Family violence, an incident resulting in physical harm, bodily injury, or assault, or an act of threatened violence that constitutes fear of imminent physical harm, bodily injury, or assault, including but not limited to stalking or a pattern of threatening between family or household members. Verbal abuse or argument does not constitute family violence unless there is present danger and the likelihood that physical violence will occur. Judging by this, it goes without saying that this was a serious matter, but serious matters call for in-depth investigation before deciding to take any sudden actions. Speaking of which, while Mr. Marzi was walking out of his home, he was definitely not posing a threat to the officers, and he certainly didn't try to flee. But despite that, he was being detained by the officers because all they needed was reasonable suspicion that any reasonable person would suspect that a crime was in the process of being committed, had been committed, or was going to be committed very soon. Anyway, a second officer, namely Officer Jesse Rainville, had shown up on the scene by now, and this is where everything got even worse. Watch closely.
Get down. I am down.
No, get on the ground.
He broke my leg.
Get on the ground.
Oh!
Get on the ground.
Cuff him.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Step it up.
Okay.
Cuff him.
Okay.
Give me a hand.
Go on your stomach. Okay.
Lay on your stomach.
Okay.
Turn around.
I can't.
Go on your stomach.
All right, stop, please.
No, get on your stomach.
All right.
My cuff right here. Get on your stomach.
I can't. Please.
Get on your stomach.
I can't. That's it. I swear.
Get on your stomach.
Hey.
As ridiculous as it sounds, Officer Rainville was continuously tasing Mr. Marzi while repeatedly ordering him to roll over and place his hands behind his back. Here's why this was not only negligent but also foolish. The taser energy weapons use a peak voltage of 50,000 volts, so that the electrons can be propelled across a 2-inch air gap. Stun guns are meant to safely stop people in their tracks. Taser energy weapons send a signal to your muscles telling them to flex or seize up. Clearly, asking a subject to physically move while stunning them with 50,000 volts doesn't quite make sense.
I am. Put your hand behind your back right now.
Behind your back.
No, stop. Put your hand behind your back.
Put your hand behind your back.
All right, Rainbow. Enough with that. Enough with that.
When I told you got me, you got me. I swear. You guys got me. Officers, you got me. Just please take those.
You have one thing.
Okay. I promise I cooperate. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise.
Stay right there. Don't you move.
I will,
You
officer.
understand?
No. I just want to do what you say.
Thank you.
You're off. You're welcome. I've been getting this.
Get back
And I'm sorry. I deserve it. The officer's doing your job. Sorry. Hey, you guys, kick man. You got me. Just like in the fucking ass, you got me. You got me. She's right. I've been an asshole. Been out the whole time. I swear. Just grab me some glasses off here, please. That way I can see.
You don't have your glasses on.
No, they're right there. You guys grab them. You guys did a good job. If you get fucked up, I'm sorry. If it's something mine. You okay?
E40.
It's like when you have to I'm sorry. I'm a piece of shit. You guys need to detain me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, babe. I won't. You're beating me.
What went down during these few minutes was unbelievable and ridiculous. Plus, it also showed how negligent and inexperienced these officers really were. Officer Rainville was initially seen pulling out her taser upon arriving at the scene. She was quick to aim it directly at Mr. Marzi, who was leaning up against the truck with his hand on his leg, continuing to complain about how Officer Stimson broke it. By now, it was also quite obvious that Mr. Marzi wasn't a threat of any kind, as he had every chance to harm Officer Stimson, but didn't move from his spot at all. He was just worried about his broken leg. So, judging by the given scenario, Officer Rainville may have been justified in pulling her taser out, but deploying it on Mr. Marzi was certainly questionable. What makes all of this 10 times worse is the fact that Officer Rainville continued to tase Mr. Marzi for more than an entire minute, and she only stopped when Officer Stimson finally told her to lay off. Tasers are powerful electric shock weapons, and they can be lethal. For years, the American Civil Liberties Union of Connecticut has called for Connecticut to ensure that police only use tasers fairly, justly, and wisely. In 2014, the ACLU-CT helped to pass the first law in the nation requiring police to provide information about how and when they use tasers. As a result of that law, in 2016, Connecticut released the first statewide report in the country regarding police taser use. That report shows troubling racial disparities in how police use tasers, and that an inordinate number of police taser incidents involve people who are experiencing mental health crises or under the influence of drugs or alcohol. According to ACLU-CT research, at least 18 people have died after being tased by police in Connecticut. Also, as per Connecticut's use of force, threat assessment, and response management matrix, all legitimate uses of force in a law enforcement or custodial setting are ultimately justified by an articulable need to exert some level of control over another person. 2. It is the subject's actions which dictate the quality and quantity of force used by an officer in response thereto in order to exert control. 3. The need to exert control over another person in a law enforcement or custodial setting is often characterized by rapid and unpredictable changes requiring the officer to continually reassess a subject's actions, as well as his or her response to those actions. This is enough to reasonably argue that Officer Rainville should not have deployed her taser, as Mr. Marzi actually didn't need to be controlled. His leg was broken and he was just standing there complaining about it. We can say that all Officer Rainville had to do was walk up to Mr. Marzi and place him in handcuffs. That would have played out just fine. But here we are watching a case of excessive use of force. Mr. Marzi is soon heard describing how painful the tasing felt.
I just want to look to the right. Is it okay?
Come over.
I just want to look this way. Hey. The train is towards the garage. The garage is towards the garage. That's all she needed. Oh, fuck. Nothing like enough from 50 though. Lower, F-150. You guys know what that's like. Getting ran over by a pickup truck. Or an F-150. Or a roller. Sometimes they ask for it. You guys are just doing your job. I'm a piece of shit. It's my fault, officer.
Don't move.
I won't. I'm just telling you. This is my fault, okay? You guys broke my knee. That's a good thing, huh?
147.07.
One thing you did good.
Okay.
I'm sorry, officers. To make your night exciting. Good job.
They have it in the system.
Can you just make it so my wrist breathe a little bit at least?
Not right now. Absolutely not.
No, I understand where you're coming from. You gotta do what you gotta do. But if you gotta do it, can you just do it well? Andy? Getting it in the belt.
No, I'm not sure if it's broken or not, but
No, but
yeah. You broke my left knee there, Choppa.
You're fine, faggot. Relax.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll tell you if I'm fine.
Crack. Then I just couldn't believe
I'm not on crack.
Apart from Mr. Marzi apologizing to the officers and complaining about how awful he felt after being tased for so long, a startling element to highlight is how retaliatory both officers were with him. Firstly, Mr. Marzi very kindly requested Officer Rainville to loosen up his handcuffs as they were clearly cutting off circulation. We can visually see how tight the cuffs were. But despite the request, Officer Rainville claims she wouldn't loosen them up just yet. Several courts have addressed the issue of whether tight handcuffs can constitute excessive force under the Fourth Amendment, but no general rule says handcuffs must be loose or at what level the handcuffs become too tight. One might even argue that the current case law seems inconsistent when it comes to handcuff cases. However, some cases have found that tight handcuffing can constitute a Fourth Amendment violation. These cases require that the officer had either constructive or actual notice that the force applied by the handcuffs was excessive under the circumstances, and the officer failed to respond to such notice in a reasonable manner. This sounds like a very similar scenario to what we see here in Mr. Marzy's case. Secondly, let's move on to Officer Stimson, who responded to Mr. Marzy's complaints in a derogatory manner by addressing him using a slur. This was not only unprofessional for a public official, but also against the police department's values. In a case where an individual, like Marlon Brandon, experienced verbal and physical abuse based on his sexual orientation, it was deemed as police misconduct. The use of such derogatory terms can lead to severe consequences, including disciplinary actions and legal repercussions.
Aside from your knee, you're all set. You're not having trouble breathing around?
Not really. No. Sorry. Just my left knee. I'm not
Your left knee.
making an aggressive move towards you, officer. It's a hard, stiff leg.
Yep.
You're good. You subdued me gratefully. I wouldn't even try to run from you. The way you made me feel there. I'm good. Electrocution's good.
That didn't feel good?
No, whoever you do that to besides me, God bless him. It's a good one. And I'm sorry to make you come out.
Security, moving head down Scamber.
Might be time to quit drinking.
Yes, sir. You're alright.
Negative.
Well, when I did it to myself, fighting you guys, I definitely dislocated that left leg, so when it felt like the windshield wiper gone bad, get picked on when you're the grunt, get picked on when you're the big guy. I'm a piece of shit either way. That's why I'm here. I'm sorry. Sorry to waste your time.
Northwest. 321 on the southwest.
I really am.
603.
Gotta stop drinking, dude.
What do you do for work, mister?
I pave. Got ran over by a roller, got ran over by a pickup truck on my dirt bike. Pave.
For American or?
No, for Fuller. Not for American, no. For Fuller paving. Do you think it's good?
Huh?
Like if they look at this one?
They're gonna look at you.
Alright.
We have the ambulance coming now.
I didn't mean to make it rough for any of you guys, but I just wanted to know if it was good.
Nope, the ambulance will look at you.
Alright.
Okay?
How many volts is that?
Actually, I forgot how many volts it is.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goes in. All right.
Computer 603.
Oh man, so here's what's gonna happen, right? We're gonna get you transported to the hospital. They'll look at you and then we'll move on from there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can we start down
Got
to...
it.
Stay tight to it.
Sorry, I'm piece of crap.
Can we move his cuffs to the front?
Definitely not like the way Sorry.
So we have to. Let's see.
I don't think he's gonna be a problem, but if it's a problem for you,
No.
I'd rather have him a problem.
It's gonna be a problem for any of you.
Alright, let me just double check. Right?
Yeah, double check. What's dislocated? Your knee?
My left knee.
Ultimately, an ambulance arrived and took Mr. Marzy to a Norwich hospital for evaluation. He was discharged and taken to Troop D headquarters in Danielson and charged with third-degree assault, interfering with a 911 call and an officer, as well as disorderly conduct. Mr. Marzy was released on a $7,500 bond. 4 days later, on August 28th, family members reported to state police that Mr. Marzy had died in his sleep at his home in Hebron. Marzy was a graduate of Bacon Academy in Colchester and had worked at a paving company for 8 years, his obituary said. Following this, Inspector General Robert Devlin Jr. said in a statement that his office is monitoring the state police investigation and awaiting final autopsy results. Then, a report was released which stated that Associate Medical Examiner Gregory A. Vincent performed an autopsy on Marzy at the office of the Chief Medical Examiner. He determined the cause of death to be pulmonary thromboembolism due to deep vein thrombosis due to blunt injury of the left lower extremity. The matter of death was classified as homicide resulting from the altercation with police. It remains unclear whether any action was taken against either responding officers. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter.